Good morning, students. Sweda Kakde here. This is my MIL English class. Today we are going to pick up the famous essay Voluntary Poverty written by M.K. Gandhi. So you know about Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi, and he has written this essay. He has written this essay when USA burnt all their food, and at the same time here in India we faced food problem. In this essay, Gandhi emphasized on poverty, and he says that it is voluntary poverty. It means we have to accept our poverty. So by giving this term voluntary poverty, here Gandhiji is giving encouragement to poor people of India and farmers. Let's begin with it. Remember, please, that henceforth our lot is poverty. The more I think of it, the more I feel that it is more blessed to be poor than to be rich. The uses of poverty are far sweeter than those of riches. So what here Gandhiji says? That we know that we Indians are poor, and when I think, here Gandhiji says that when I think about the concept of poverty, I feel that it is good to be poor than to be rich, because rich people have various problems comparing to poor. No doubt that financially they were well settled, but though they are having money and property, they may not get sleep at night. Whereas poor who works, it may be in the field or outside on the base of daily wages, after the work he earns little, he gets satisfaction on it, and he get a nice sleep. So it is blessed to be poor than to be rich. The uses of poverty are far sweeter than those of riches. The main concept that simplicity is the hallmark of Gandhiji's life, and even the language also. So we can find that this essay is written in common language, and the ideas are very simple. Like here Gandhiji represents that how even Gandhiji has expected poverty willingly, and he says that forced poverty can be tolerated, but imposing poverty on oneself willingly is the matter of greatness. Next, he says that it will never happen that all are equally rich or equally poor at the same time. But if we consider the good and evil aspects of the various professions, it seems that the world is sustained by farmers. So here in this essay, Gandhiji emphasizes on farmers, and with that lawyer. And what he says at first, he says that each and everyone will not be equal. We have differences in the society. Like everyone cannot be either rich or everyone cannot be equally poor at the same time. And to tell that, he gives example of farmers. And what he says, farmers are of course poor. If a lawyer would boast of his altruism or spirituality, let him earn his livelihood through physical labor and carry on his legal practice without charging anything for it. What Gandhiji here says, that how is the lawyer's work? He doesn't do any physical work there. His work is with mentality of the people who visit court. But how is the action of farmers? They need physical labor. If we tell a lawyer to do physical labor, he cannot earn money. And if we tell farmers to do a mental work, he cannot earn in the farm. So that is the difference. So here one cannot be equally rich or one cannot be equally poor. So what Gandhiji had talked about it, when politics is seen doubtful and considered as the breeding ground of immortality, untruth and political gain. Gandhiji entered politics. After entering politics, Gandhi wished to be free from immortality, untruth and political gain. To be free from those things, one should shun prosperity, pondered Gandhi. And so he decided to discard all his wealth. So we know that Gandhiji has sacrificed his physical what do we call? Gandhiji had sacrificed his wealth, sacrificed his family for the sake of people of India, and voluntarily he accepted poverty. Further he says that good men have no desire for worldly pursuits. They desire withdrawal from them, that is moksha. So what he says, why all the great people sacrificed their life in the society, their property, wealth, and they just lived a life of simplicity. We have the example of Swami Vivekananda. He chose the sannyasa. Other great saints, other great people, they also did not fall into the concept of wealth, family. They sacrificed all those things. And then they are considered as good men. And what they desire for? All these good men desired not for worldly pursuits, but for the betterment of the society. And from that thing they pursued moksha. Again, next he says that a person who has embraced poverty in the cause of the country and has dedicated himself to service of others can never lose his mother by death, because all women old enough to be so are his mothers. The father also does not die, because every elder, so this here it is a spelling mistake, it should be elder. Every elder is like a father to him. Service is his wife. Can she ever know death? The rest of the world is like brothers and sisters to him. To go on a morning visit on the death of one's mother is only a formality. Should money be wasted to follow it out of defense to the world? So in this quote, what Gandhiji has expressed is, people generally feel that if they are poor, no one belongs to them. Isn't it? Like, if we have money in our pocket, each and everyone visits us, each and everyone asks about us. But when we are in trouble, we have financial problem, at that time, no one helps us. But Gandhiji says that this is not the way, or this is not the correct thing, what we have in our mind. The actual thing is, if a person is poor and he is dedicated either to his country or to the service of the public, each and every one is his family. Let's take the example of Mother Teresa. She considered each and every people as her family. She served for them. She picked all the childs who were thrown out in the dustbin. She carried them. She nourished them. How? Because she considered that each and everyone belongs to her family. Here Gandhiji also emphasizes on the same note. If a person is doing public service, then he is not stick to only his family. Each and everyone is his family. But if a rich person, why rich person is earning money? Because he limits his family. Only his blood related mother, father, sister and brothers and a few people are his family, and he is earning for them, and he is not giving his money to others. Here rich person fails because this thinking makes him feel uncomfortable, and he will not get sleep and other problems occur. But when a person chooses a public service, he is not stick to only his own blood related family, but he considered each and everyone as as his family. For example, here again he has expressed here as, he is not hurt if his blood related mother is died, because all the women on the world are his motherly figure. All the elder people are his father. And who is his wife? Service is his wife. So his wife doesn't have any death. All the people who are there on the world are brothers and sisters to him. So why should one mourn? What is the necessity? Mourning on the death of one's own mother is just a formality. For example, if a person's mother died, he will cry for 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 15 days. After that, he will overcome with that feeling, and he will again continue his life. So it is a kind of just a formality what a people do, isn't it? So, should money be wasted to follow it out of defense to the world? So again he asks that, why we need to waste our money? Why we are stick to earn money? We should be happy whatever we have with us at present time. Continuing to it in the next quotation, he emphasized on will. So you know about Gandhiji and his Charaka, isn't it? So here in this quotation he has emphasized, what he says is, spinning for men is an emblem of a fellowship with the poorest of the land, and its daily practice is a renewal of the bond between them and ourselves. Thus considered, it is for me a thing of beauty and joy forever. I would prefer to go without a meal than without a wheel, and I would like you to understand this great implication of the wheel. So here, what Gandhiji says, he talks about his wheel, Charaka, and with that he emphasized on the concept of Swabhiman. What according to people is a Swabhiman? One consider that if he is he is a rich, he has more pride. But Gandhiji says that when you are independent, you have pride. It means that what is according to Gandhiji is a Swabhimana concept. When you are independent, you can stand on your own foot, you can do your works, and you never be dependent on anyone for your work. It may be a simple thing, even washing your clothes, preparing food for oneself. That is also the act of independence, because in a particular family, father, children, grandparents, great-grandparents, they are dependent for food on mother. She has to cook for them. But Gandhiji says that cooking for yourself is also the act of independence, and you should know it. And that is nothing but Swabhimana. That is nothing but pride. And if you know all these work, you should be proud on yourself. Not when you are rich you should be proud, but when you are independent you should be proud enough. So what here again Gandhiji emphasizes? Gandhiji put his thoughts of discarding wealth into action, and in the start it is not an easy task, isn't it? So he says that spinning using wheel, spinning, it should be a daily practice, and it can create a bond between you and people. And when you work for yourself, you do your all work. At that time, it can be a beauty and joy forever. And even Gandhiji says that I would prefer wheel than having a meal, he says. He focuses that one can live with essentials such as cloth, food and shelter, and anything beyond the basic needs. If we have these basic needs, we can live happily. Luxury is not an important task, isn't it? So in the next quotation, he states, the ideal of voluntary poverty is most attractive. We have made progress, but my utter inability to realize it fully in my own life has made it difficult at the ashrama for the others to do much. So what here Gandhiji says that Gandhiji wanted to help the people of the ashrama, but he cannot help them. He knew that they are facing the problem. They have the will, but no finish to object a lesson. I want to help, means Gandhiji says that he wanted to help them, but he cannot because he was not able. Because he had sacrificed all his money, he had not carried with him. So financially he couldn't help them. So what Gandhiji did? He encouraged the people to do your own work and you can be better. To multiply wants. Like he says that it is a wrong notion. On the other hand, when your wants diminish, your joy gets multiplied feels. He says that, means Gandhiji says that, what is a bliss? Bliss, what is a great joy? It is a bliss to serve your fellow human beings. By diminishing your wants, you serve your fellow beings. Bliss is the dedication of body, soul and mind. Body is given to you as a temporary possession by God, isn't it? If you help people, your name will be taken throughout as we take the name of Gandhiji, isn't it? We have that phrase, Murti chikkadadaru kirti doddadu. Right? मूर्ती लहान पण कीर्ती महान. What is the meaning of it? Body is just a temporary possession given by God. If we do the great work, our name can be remembered throughout next generations. So it is must. And the main thing, when you do when you work for others, you should not expect anything in return. If you are doing a public service, you should not expect that someone should say it, I should get into the highlights and other things. You should not expect anything. It should be just a dedication to your work. That is important. At the end of this essay, Gandhiji states here, from day to day, I realize the fact that nature produces every moment the amount needed at that moment and no more. We fail to take count of this fact consciously or unconsciously. This failure is responsible for the universal spectacle of men suffering from surfeit here and from want there. We are divining a corrective for the present situation in which there is a starvation on the one hand and the burning of so-called surplus wheat by producers in the USA on the other. As at the beginning I told you that when Gandhiji has written this essay, when USA burnt all the wheat, and what he says that here in one side means here in India, we are starving, we are hungry and we don't have any foods. But on the other side, this USA is burning all the food grains, all the wheat. Perfect obedience to nature's law is indeed possible at present, but that need not worry us. So what he says? Now, like this USA people burnt all those food grains, then Gandhiji says that when you go against nature, nature will definitely take a revenge. So now, in this way, Gandhiji drives home the message that Voluntarily accepting poverty is the best way to be free from clutches of immortality. People will be free from all those tension, stress, what rich people face in their life. So here I end with my class voluntary poverty, and it was a short essay. In the next class I will continue with my next topic. Till then, stay at home, stay safe, and most important, stay studying